How goes it? How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, my computer wants to act up now. So, anyways, welcome, welcome. Gonna get this party started once everything starts acting right and all that good stuff. So, gonna talk about some current events that's happening right now. It's interesting to say the least, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's very, very interesting, to say the least. But hey, anyways, uh, you know, I just call it stupidity. I'm gonna play some music real quick, but I really call it stupidity for the simple fact that I didn't think people would, not only just with in regards to the insurrection and the riots that happened in DC, but the feedback from the people that were involved and how surprised they are for breaking the law and various other things and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. It's we got a lot to talk about tonight. Okay, so let's get it going. In regards to let's get some music going, liven things up a little bit, and go from there. So we're gonna get it going. Interesting, the week's second week. Second week in January. My birthday just passed. You know, and I didn't think I didn't think all this would happen within the second week, but it's all good. Um, but we're gonna get it done. And we're gonna talk about a couple of things. Like I said, it's just very interesting in my personal opinion, the things that's happening right now. So, oh my God. So hopefully, get some conversation from you all in regards to this all at the same time. And we're going to go from there, And it's like I said, we're going to keep it positive, but we got a lot to talk about. All right, all right, all right. So anyways, let's get it on. Let's start talking about it now. Before I get started, I'm going to say I'm not. This isn't a political show. We don't do politics here. We do business. We do business. You know what I mean? So, but this incident is crazy, especially given the fact that it happened in my backyard. I have to talk about it. You know what I mean? Um, because, like I said, I have my friends who are Republicans who just repulsed at what's happened and whatnot. So it's like it's bigger than all that. You know. But like I said, the funniest thing at the end of the day, the funniest thing, and I get to say that with sincerity, because a lot of CEOs have been like, "Hey, yeah," I mean, especially the number one dummy of the day is the gentleman that had his actual work badge on him while he was storming the Capitol. I'm just like, really, are you serious? But stupid is as stupid does, so I can't say nothing. Um, but that's just one icing on the cake. If you're gonna do wrong, you at least try to attempt to do it right. But I guess that wasn't on this gentleman's mindset or anything of that nature. But yeah. But that's just one incident of many, many idiots and whatnot. I mean, even the CEO of a tech company in Ohio and whatnot, or Chicago, I believe, he was fired from his job because, they're like, yeah, we don't need people like you. We need our people that represent our organization to not break the law and, try to attack people. It just doesn't look good for our company and whatnot. And that's the thing is like a lot of corporations, even with politicians, is like, hey, we're going to pull our money, man, if you guys don't get in line, and because they're like, this is, we don't want you, the world knowing that we're representing you if you condone this kind of behavior. I don't think any reasonable adult condones anyone busting down any one's building, house, etc., and so forth. Like I said, I'm talking to the reasonable adults in the room. Put the political nonsense to the side. Excuse me. But yeah, put the political nonsense to the side. I don't think any reasonable adult condones what happened last week. Okay, but the funny thing is, you've had some arrests. I'm still laughing at the fact that the one shaman man is getting special privileges, getting his organic food in prison. And the one guy that was at the podium with the long hair was released because he's a single parent. But we'll leave that alone. But organizations like Goosehead Insurance, they tweeted that the Associated General Counsel was no longer going to be employed with them after posting on Instagram that he had been tear gassed at the Capitol. Now we start with that statement. It was bad enough that you were there, but idiot, you posted this on social media, so you wanted the world to know that you were a part of this, or this madness. A real estate agent in Chicago was actually fired after posting a picture on Facebook of her celebrating after the insurrection with a glass of champagne. Yes, like I said, there was a former state Republican state lawmaker, and like I said, the Chicago tech CEO. The Republican state lawmaker was from Maryland, and another person from a Maryland marketing company, I believe. I'm sorry, I think the state lawmaker was actually from West Virginia and whatnot. But it's just. It's like I said, I don't care if you vote. I don't care if you don't vote. I don't care what side you're on. This video is about stupidity. Okay, let's just call it what it is. I'm like, you're on your side. It is what it is. But we live in the age of social media. And I remember back in 2010, 11 time frame, I was talking to somebody at one of my old jobs. And he was saying, he didn't want his daughter to have social media for various reasons. This is back when, social media wasn't brand new, but it was still in its infant stages and whatnot. It wasn't being utilized like it is today. Heck, the first time a presidential election was actually used via social media was the 2007-8 presidential election between, at the time, Senator Barack Obama and at the time, Senator John McCain. Rest his soul. But that was the beginning of where we are today. Am I condemning social media? Absolutely not. Am I condoning that behavior of last week? Absolutely not. I don't condone any illegal acts or, acts like this whatsoever, period. Okay. Now to get deeper. If you're going to work for somebody, you want to present yourself in the best manner as possible. When one interviews for a job, and I know I'm basically giving out common sense here, but I'm just saying, you go for a job interview, you're selling yourself. That's why, though, the saying people say, I'm not a salesman. I said, no, everyone is a salesman. They just don't realize it, because when you get a job, you have to sell yourself. There's certain jobs you don't have to sell yourself at, but when it comes to career-oriented jobs, from white collar to blue collar jobs and whatnot, you have to sell yourself. Okay. I'm just keeping it real on this aspect. You have to sell yourself. So a lot of these organizations got to see these people sold themselves, but for not who they really are. They sold a fantasy. And the fact that, employers actually got to see their employees acting in this kind of behavior and posting about it on social media like it was all good, because that's the thing. It's like social media is monitored more now than ever nowadays. Okay. So let's just be realistic about it. It's monitored more now than ever. So if you're acting a fool online, 9 times out of 10, your employer is going to see it. Your significant other is going to see it. Your kids are going to see it. Your family members are going to see it. And so it doesn't behoove you to act like an idiot online. It's just, and if this incident doesn't prove that it doesn't behoove you, I don't know what will. I'm just going to keep it honest. I'm just going to keep it 100% with you. I don't understand, and especially the fact that we live in the facial recognition age now as well. where there's software out there that can pinpoint who you are. And most people have some sort of a picture that's been taken of them, and it's within a computer system someplace, whether you have a state ID, you have a driver's license of some sort, you have a social media account. Most people don't want to live off the grid nowadays, especially with the pandemic and whatnot happening. I mean, most people, like, the internet has been the lifeline of most people's lives nowadays. Most people keep it connected with their family and whatnot so they could see them. I mean, it's nice to be able to just, get on the phone and talk to people, but people would like to be able to see each other. That's why, video communications have been utilized more than ever now. But the fact that people didn't think that there was going to be, with every action, there's a reaction. The fact that people didn't think there was going to be repercussions to these actions, whatnot. Protesting is one thing, but destroying a federal building and threatening people's lives is a whole nother thing. So the fact that people didn't think that there was going to be repercussions to their actions, it's laughable. I'm just going to call it what it is. I would say it baffles me, but no, it's just really laughable. Like the fact that, because the thing is, the article I was reading, they analyzed 23 memos from CEOs responding to the United States Capitol riots. Okay. 23 memos. Because, and hey, if I own a company, if I have employees that engage in that kind of behavior, they would be fired. I mean, hey, me being an employee of an organization, I should be fired if I condone that kind of behavior. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's just, and then, like I said, the funny thing is everybody wants, just like the video I posted a couple minutes ago. Not everything needs to be posted on social media. Not every single thing, not every single conversation. Certain things need to be talked about offline. And this is separate from the illegal activity that took place last week. But not everything needs to be put online. You know what I mean? Like I said, the CEO, Mark Jones of Goosehead Insurance. He said he was surprised and dismayed to learn that one of our employees, without our knowledge, of course, or support, participated in a violent demonstration at our nation's capital yesterday. That's why that employee is no longer employed there. And that's just what it is. Freedom. I have nothing against freedom of speech and whatnot. I'm all for it. But when you don't own when it comes to your money, and I'm just going to say this, when it comes to your money, yeah, you can say a lot of things you want to say and whatnot, and you can do a lot of things that you want to do. But when you work for somebody, hint, hint, common sense knocking on your door, they're going to be like, well, we don't condone this. And especially given the fact that most states are right to work states nowadays anyways, they don't need a reason to fire you. And if you give them a reason to fire you, then I don't know what to say. I'm just going to call it like it is. Most of employers aren't going to fire you for who you politically support, but they will fire you when you can be involved in criminal activity. You might as well smoke a crack rock or do heroin or something to that effect. But I don't get it. I'm just going to call it like I said. I don't get it. It's just like it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Point blank and simple. So it's like, it is what it is. But it's like I said, it's very interesting because even when it comes to the Chicago-based real estate agent, and you're in one of the best industries, especially nowadays, if you're a real estate agent, you're killing it. Why are you in Chicago, especially a city that's been, all major cities are getting gentrified and whatnot? Like, that's my whole thing. It's like people don't focus on what's important. People focus on what's not important. It's like, get your money, handle your business. Stop worrying about who the freaking president is to let it affect your money. That's my whole thing. It's one thing to be into politics and paying attention and all that stuff. But if you allow it to affect your money, that's why I said I had to make this video. You let this mess with your livelihood. And then another thing is, other employers are going to be like, going to look at you cross-eyed when it comes to hiring you. Because they're going to be like, wait a minute. I saw you on TV. I saw you on social media. You have the credentials and whatnot. And this is my other thing about this. Before I read the statement from the CEO of the other organization with real estate. We live in a time period where there's almost 12 million people that are out of work, that are still on unemployment, and will most likely be on unemployment till the end of this year. And this year is just getting started, okay, because of what's going on with the pandemic and whatnot. All right, up to 12 million could be, that number could be rising because there's a lot of businesses that are cutting their staff and possibly shutting their doors forever and whatnot. But let's just go with that number, okay? So the line is longer for people to take your job. So if you act a fool online, I'm just going to call it like it is. And employers like, well, heck, I got my pick of the litter. Just think about it from an employer's perspective. I have my pick of the litter. This is a time period where everybody and the mother needs a job. Okay, jobs are very scarce. Okay, when that changes, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm not going to make predictions that I don't know. But I will say that for every job, there's probably 20 to 30 people or 100 people in line. That's all I got to say. So for people to go acting crazy, unless you just have a lot of money like that, or you own your company. I mean, a lot of my videos, if you've seen me streaming before, it usually a lot of times the video will end off with "You can't get fired." Thank you, Marquita. Yeah, exactly. Get ready for the consequences. Be prepared. You can't get fired if you don't own the company. You can't get fired if you own the company. All right, but the problem is most people don't want to accept like you said, be prepared for the consequences. Every action has consequences. Stop letting politics affect your cash. Exactly my point. I don't understand the nonsense of why people are letting politics, it's like you have your side, man. I got friends that are Democrats, Republicans, Independents. I got friends that just don't care. Who the president is doesn't affect their money. Who the governor is doesn't affect their money. And for people to get so heated like this, it makes me laugh. I'll quote Dr. Royce Watkins. Whether you know him or not, definitely Google him. Very intelligent man, businessman, financial professor, etc. He said, one thing people don't realize is that rich people, the Jeff Bezoses and the Elon Musks of the world, don't care who's in the White House. I'm going to repeat myself. The Jeff Bezoses and the Elon Musks of the world don't care who's in the White House. Elon Musk has surpassed Jeff Bezos in regards to, being the billionaire that he is right now and whatnot. And he tweeted, well, back to work. Back to work. Because he's got things to do. So that's my whole thing. And I don't understand. My man said back to work. I'm like, oh, back to work. So it's like it's like that, and that's what's most important right now. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Pandemic or no pandemic, people are making money moves, especially the 1%, the CEOs and whatnot. It's like I said, in the future, they're going to be saving a lot of money because they're not going to be investing in as much commercial real estate. They're going to be investing more in their IT infrastructure. The new norm is going to be, my job is not based out of Silicon Valley. My job is based wherever the heck I have a laptop and I have Wi-Fi. So it's going to be normal for people to live in Wyoming and North Dakota and the middle of North Carolina, or the middle of Pennsylvania, or the middle of Kansas and whatnot, or live in a foreign country, because it's going to be normal because as long as they have access to the internet, if you work for Google or Facebook, they don't care where you live at. And because they're seeing that they can be productive in this kind of environment, but that's my whole thing, but it's just, I don't understand these people. I'm about to put the link in the chat room if you want to chime in. Marquita Woods, always greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's just how I look at it. It's insane. All right. So the real estate agent that got fired said her employees said in a statement on Facebook on Thursday that it had received a tremendous amount of outreach regarding the actions of one of their agents, Libby Andrews, and that it was terminating this agent who acknowledged on social media that she took part in storming the Capitol. The company Properties does not condone violence, destruction, or illegal activities, the real estate agent said. Company Properties does not condone violence, destruction, or illegal activities. I mean, this use most organizations that just goes without saying. But the fact that I'm reading this, it says a lot. I believe a former, Republican lawmaker in Pennsylvania who was a professor at St. Vincent's College. He was fired. And the president of the college said in a statement on Thursday that as a result of the investigation, this individual submitted, and we have accepted his letter of resignation effective immediately. This individual will no longer be associated with St. Vincent College in any capacity, the statement said. Okay. And that's how real it is. That's what it boils down to. Okay. Because at the end of the day, most employers don't want their employees acting a fool. It's like this is why a lot of times ex-convicts have a hard time, people who paid their debt to society, getting a job, because in fear, the employer thinks that they will act a fool, just like they saw last Wednesday. Okay. They have the fear of, oh man, you're a much higher risk. And there's only certain level of risk that any employer wants to accept. Just like there's any certain level of risk anybody wants to accept being in any sort of relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a marriage, partnerships, etc. There's always going to be a certain level of risk and whatnot, but that level of risk is inexcusable. That's really my point at the end of the day. That's all I got to say. Okay. There's only acceptable levels of risk, and these people cross the line with it, And then, like I said, the two cops that was in this small town in Virginia, I think it's Rocky Mount, Virginia, whatnot, they took their selfie. That's what made me laugh. I'm just like, really? They took their selfie and whatnot while they was in there. And most likely, they're going to be arrested. We know the FBI's, up to 17 officers, the FBI is involved. And, like I said, this kind of behavior it shouldn't be condoned on any level, any capacity, period. I'm all for a peaceful protest, but, and then, like I said, for me, the fact that people are just complaining, that's why the main reason why I made this video, the fact that people are complaining about this and, they're having the woe is me, I shouldn't have got fired. I mean, what sane employee is going to condone employers acting in this kind of behavior? And that's the thing, like I said, in the social media age, it tells all, because people can't wait to upload those photos, upload those videos, and post those statements and whatnot. I like, and the thing is, and to me, the thing I can say I love about social media, it's just karma coming back to bite people. It's just more physical. Karma is going to get you either way. Okay. It's just how you plan to play it out. It's going to get you either way. What you do in the dark eventually always comes to light, no matter what situation is. That's why I try to keep it positive, period. I want nothing but motivation and positivity around me. If you can't offer that, you're in the wrong space. Excuse me. Yeah, positivity and motivation. If you can't offer that, you're in the wrong space. I got nothing for you. And then the second part to this, and this is stuff that you can find online. It's like, I'm not, giving out information that's not only not true, but not out there. But, airline, I love to travel. And this is what aspect that caught my attention. I love to travel. I've traveled once during the whole time of the pandemic. I haven't traveled since because, I'm trying to stay safe. But anyways, almost 3,000 passengers have been banned from U.S. airlines. Okay. Top airlines too. I mean, I remember hearing about passengers on Alaska Airlines refusing to wear their face masks. So Alaska's like, not only are you getting off the plane, but you're banned from our airline. Good luck finding a way home. And I'm laughing my butt off because I'm just like, to me, Alaska is one of the best airlines out there. You only got a couple left. All right. But the fact that you have people not wanting to comply with rules and regulations and whatnot, and then when the obvious comes out and says, okay, well, there's consequences. There's a consequence to everything. If you speed on the highway, you have a chance of not only hurting somebody, hurting yourself, but you have a chance of getting a speeding ticket. You drive drunk, you have a chance of killing yourself, killing somebody, and getting a DUI. Going to jail for murder. So there's consequences when it comes to everything. All right. And then when I heard about a friend of the family, she It was actually on a plane at Reagan National and whatnot, and the people did refuse to put masks on the plane, and a lot of people just got off the plane. You know, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it was up to about 14 passengers that were banned on Alaska Airlines and whatnot. Great airline. You know, people are being put, you know, and it's interesting how, you know, because we all know that there's a TSA no-fly list, but airlines themselves, corporations are putting their own no-fly list together because I guess they're just tired of the nonsense. And the FAA has announced it will start taking legal action over such behavior from now on for anybody that doesn't want to comply with rules and regulations. You know, and it's like I said, the next couple of weeks are actually going to be very interesting. You know, and I just, like I said, I just don't understand the stupidity of it all. But you know, it's going to continuously grow with all this nonsense. You know, people losing their jobs, people not wanting to comply, and they're not going to be able to fly on specific airlines. I mean, heck, you keep it up, you won't be able to fly on any airline except JetBlue, and good luck with that. You know what I mean? But between people losing their jobs, between people not being able to fly, between violence, you know, it's like I said, it's some very, very interesting times. If you're watching, please do me a favor, hit the like, share, and subscribe. I put the link in the chat room if you want to chime in and give me your 2 cents in regards to the people that are complaining about losing their jobs due to the fact that they were there at the Capitol. Please chime in before I call it a night. But like I said, I just find it to be very, very interesting, to say the least. You know, it's just, I never thought it would come to this. But you know, with facial recognition software, with technology being, and then the fact that people are just putting it on their own social media. You know, I mean, this was inevitable. I mean, every time I see the video, I'm disgusted because, you know, there's supposed to be this Blue Lives Matter, you know, campaign. I've had people in my friends in my circle and people in my family who are police officers. So I have a lot of respect for police officers and what they have to deal with, especially the good ones, obviously. But there was no respect for Blue Lives Matter on that day, period. You know, and even my Republican friend was like, you know, this is ridiculous, you know, and he's a cop. He's like, you know, this is supposed to be, we respect the badge and whatnot. And there was no respect of the badge that day. So I leave it at that. I truly do. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't take political sides. I'm just talking about the nonsense that's happening here. Because it's bigger than, you know, politics. That's what the media is trying to make it into. It's bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. And I don't need to comment anymore on that. But on that note, family, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. We'll get through this. And I just want nothing but positivity and whatnot around me. And you know, if you're a good person, let me know. Reach out. Check out the online store. Got great products for you and whatnot. You know, that's what LarrysAnythingGoes all about, is selling products, connecting entrepreneurs together and all that good stuff. And definitely another thing, check out the Gold Standard GS Partners. It's free to sign up. We're buying cryptocurrency, referring others to do the same thing. You get enough people under your affiliate marketing network, you can start making money off of their cryptocurrency and their referrals of others who want to buy cryptocurrency. We're making money moves in 2021, family. You know, I might be talking about this specific situation, but I just find it laughable that somebody's complaining about losing their job for breaking the law. That's all I got to say. I can't put it any other way, family. You know, but hey, life is good. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Do me that favor. Be greatly appreciated. You know, anybody watching, you want to chime in, the link is in the chat room before I call it a night. You know, but life is good either way. Okay. Life is good. Life is good. You know. Hey man, my birthday just passed. I'm just happy to be alive, man. Shit. Surviving the pandemic. It's all good. You know. So it is what it is, family. All right. No one's chiming in. You guys have a great night. I will see you guys on Saturday. I'm going to be going live and talking about another specific product. Appreciate that, Marquita. Thank you for chiming in. Greatly appreciated. I will see y'all later. Like, share, and subscribe. Remember, make money moves or live broke like a fool. Larry's Anything Goes, and I'm out.